Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In this class, I would like to take the topic from Anatomy Physiology, that is endocrine system. Endocrine system, some of the important glands already I have discussed in previous classes with the help of board presentation. I'm just giving you a brief explanation about functions of endocrine system. So functions of endocrine system. So when we are speaking endocrine system, we say it is a glands which secrete some hormones. So what that hormones exactly it is doing and what kind of functions it is doing, we will have a brief explanation, and it is a 5 marks question. Okay. And when I listed some of the glands which are which are releasing some hormones from pituitary gland, from anterior and posterior pituitary gland. According to the glands, we will see the just functions. So the first gland is thyroid gland. The thyroid gland is releasing thyroxine and calcitonin. So thyroxine is very important for the metabolism and temperature maintenance. Thyroxine hormone is important for metabolism and temperature, whereas calcitonin hormone is important for calcium levels in the bones. Whereas second gland is parathyroid gland. The parathyroid gland stimulates the release of calcium from the bones. It stimulates the here thyroid will inhibit the hormone of calcium, and parathyroid gland stimulates the release of calcium from the bones. And next gland is pancreas, that is exocrine gland, and what it is releasing is it is releasing insulin hormone and glucagon, and insulin is helping to decrease the blood glucose levels by promoting the uptake of glucose by cells. That means insulin is trying to control the glucose levels, whereas glucagon is trying to increase the sugar levels when you are in a hypoglycemia, or when you have starvation, when you are in the fasting. This glucagon is automatically helping to increase your sugar levels in the blood. And gonads, the testes and ovaries. The testes are helping to release the testosterone hormone, and it helps in the regulation of sperm production, and especially for as helping for the secondary sexual characteristics. And from the ovaries, that is sex gonads, it releases two hormones, estrogen and progesterone. Estrogen is important for egg stimulation and controls the secondary sexual characteristics, whereas progesterone is important for the uterus to receive the fertilized egg. That means it is important for pregnancy. And adrenaline gland, it is releasing two responses, two hormones, that is epinephrine and norepinephrine. Epinephrine is helping for the fight, and norepinephrine is helping for flight, and it stimulates the response of fight and flight in case of emergency or critical situations. And next, in the adrenaline, medulla is releasing these two, and cortex is releasing the steroids, or that's called as a glucocorticoids or mineralocorticoids. So corticoids are released. That corticoids are divided into two, glucocorticoids and mineralocorticoids and aldosterone. So glucocorticoids are important for the part of stress response and increases the blood glucose levels and decreases the immune response. Examples: cortisol helps to regulate the metabolism and helps your body to respond to the stress. Aldosterone is another hormone which is released from the cortex of the adrenal gland. It regulates the sodium content in the blood. And next gland is pineal gland. It releases the melatonin, and it helps in the sleep cycles and reproductive cycles in many mammalians. This is about according to the gland functions. And once we will come to the conclusion, there are main five functions are there. Total overall hormones are helping for regulating the metabolism. The first important function, BMR rate and metabolism. Further, thyroid gland is the first important gland. It maintains the metabolism. And adrenocorticoids and glucocorticoids and mineralocorticoids, these are helping for the maintenance of salt and water and nutrient balance also in the blood. And next one is it controls the response to the stress. So already I mentioned that epinephrine and norepinephrine are released from the adrenaline medulla, and it is helping to maintain the flight or fight response, and it regulates the growth and development and reproduction also, and it produces some hormones. These are the five important functions we can study under endocrine system. Best advice I will give you, just whatever glands I have listed out, glands and what hormones are releasing and what function is doing. If you are able to write, then you will get lot of functions, but overall functions are these five only: regulating the metabolism or maintaining the homeostasis in the body, and it helps in the metabolic activities, and it helps in the releasing of exocrine glands also, which are important for the digestion and absorption of the food, and produces certain hormones which are important for sex, for pregnancy, and for development of secondary sexual characteristics. I hope important points I have covered in the class, and if you really like my class, please do subscribe. Thank you.